What's up, Frenzy Head Nation? If you're tuning in and you're watching right now, then it must be time for another edition of Sports Frenzy! Welcome back, everybody. How's it going? Hope everybody's had a great week. It has been a bad week for me. Hope everybody else has a good week, too. Yes. Back once again. It is, Season 9, going to be episode 13. But as we always do, we're going to jump into the recap part of our show first. I hope everybody's had a great week so far. Let's go in and see what happened from last week's results. Go over my winners from the Laura Havlin program first here. We had Ian with 18 out of the 27 points available. And Jeremy with 21 out of the 27 points available. In my room, Mapstone, you had 20 out of 27. Pretty good. Leah got 18 out of 27. And the classroom as a whole got 20 out of 27. In my room, that is. Alright, so we're going to recap last week's show for you guys. Season 9, Episode 12 from last week. We had some high school basketball games for you guys. Addison Panthers getting it done against Morenci, 62-41 was your score there. Blissfield beating Clinton, 61-42, your score there. The Western Panthers beating Columbia Central, 57-47. Homer getting the win over Tecumseh, 61-60. Those were the only high school basketball games I had for you. Moving into college basketball action, we had Siena Heights getting the win over Northwestern of Ohio, 95-70 was your final score there. Sorry, my sheet's got a little messed up here. Hillsdale getting the victory over Tiffin, 78-71. Your first 3-point bonus game had the mighty Michigan Wolverines beating Purdue, 76-57. Wolverines are looking really good this year. Go Blue. You got Gonzaga getting the win over Cretin, 103-92. Kansas winning against Stanford in overtime, 90-84 was your final score there. NBA basketball action. We had the Chicago Bulls beating the Detroit Pistons, 107-88. Boo. But the Boston Celtics getting it done against the Cleveland Cavaliers, 128-95. The Rockets beating the struggling San Antonio Spurs, 136-105. All right, moving into our college football games, championship games. We had the Pac-12 championship. Pretty low-scoring game here, as we had the Washington Huskies beating the Utah Utes, 10-3 was your final score there. In the SEC championship game, Alabama getting past Georgia, 35-28. In your ACC championship game, we had Clemson taking it to Pitt, 42-10 was your final score there. In the Big 12 championship, Oklahoma getting the win over Texas, 39-27. In the Big 10 championship, that team from down below beating up on Northwestern, 45-24. In NHL action, we have the Detroit Red Wings, if I can talk here, getting the win over the Boston Bruins 4-2. And my St. Louis Blues getting it done against the Colorado Avalanche 3-2 was your final score there. In minor league hockey action, the Toledo Walleye fell to the Fort Wayne Comets 3-2. But the Grand Rapid Griffins get a victory over the Ontario Reign 4-3. And in your final, we got college in your final college hockey games. No, yeah, the 2 games I had. Final games of the week on the sheets. It was your second 3-point bonus game. We had Michigan falling to MSU 4-3. Adrian College boys hockey, men's hockey I should say, getting a rare loss against St. Scholastica. 5-3 was your final score there. That takes care of last week's scores. I hope everybody did well and had some good scores and some fun with those games this week. We're going to jump right into after I refreshen my vocal cords a little bit here with some Got It Back this week, Lemonade. Can never go too long without cool, refreshing, tasty lemonade. We are on the 13th episode already. Can you believe it? As we creep closer to Christmas, we have what? We'll have 2 more episodes before the holiday time, Christmas time. This is Season 9, Episode 13. This could be a real gamble week here, guys, and let me tell you why. I found a lot of high school basketball games that were being played this week. Locals, believe it or not. Super excited about that, both boys and girls. However, the struggle here is, and I think the reason I stopped carrying a lot of these games is because I was having a hard time finding scores and highlights. Well, mainly I just need scores and highlights. Isn't a big deal at this point. But I was having trouble. I'm having trouble. Some Twitter feeds give me score updates, give me final scores. But some of the schools I cover on here, in some of the areas, you don't even find them in our local newspaper at times. So, yeah, I struggle to find the. I use Twitter. I use the Michigan High School Athletic Association page. Doesn't have them updated. Max Preps doesn't have them updated. So it's tough finding these scores sometimes. So we're gambling a little bit here. Hopefully, we'll be able to find the scores for all these games because I love doing the local teams in our area. We got quite a few this week. We're going to start off with, we don't have as many of the women's games, but I was excited that I found some of the women's games too. Let's go ahead and get started. Jump right in. Our first game this week. I'm filming the show on Wednesday night. So my all these games, except for the maybe even the high school games. I'm not. All these games might be off by one score, one tally, because some games are being played Wednesday night as I'm filming the show, and other games, there might be a game tomorrow before you actually see the show on Friday. So, bear with me. These are pretty accurate, just a little bit off sometimes. But our first game this week features the talents of the Addison Panthers. They have 2 wins and 0 losses. They are on the road this week, though. They are traveling to Hanover Horton, who also has 2 wins and 0 losses. And you guys are probably thinking, I'm surprised he didn't make that a 3-point bonus game. Well, I decided, I do a lot of the teams like that a lot. So I just decided I'm not going to go. Since Addison is my alma mater, I didn't think I'd do it this time around. But that doesn't mean that I can't choose the Panthers to get the victory this week. I've got Addison for the win in boys basketball. Oh, one thing that should be mentioned, these are all Friday night games, and tip-off is at 7 p.m. And I don't even know what it costs to get into a basketball game anymore. High school basketball game, that is. Haven't been to a high school basketball game in a long time. Okay, I've got the Panthers. Your second high school basketball game has Jefferson. They have 0 wins and 1 loss. And I couldn't find a record for these guys, so I'm assuming this is their first game of the season, since I didn't have anything on them. We have you guys ready for this? The 0 wins is 0 losses. That's right. It's the Adrian Maples. We can do this again because we haven't been able to do this in a while. Let me hear you, Bowman's Room. Let me hear you, Paulson's Room. Shout it out for your team. The Adrian Maples. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Shout it out. Woo! Give them a shout out. Perhaps the basketball team can have a little bit better season than the football team this year. Get excited. Support your team. Come on, Adrian. I can't hear you. Get a little bit louder. Oh, you can do better than that. It's been a while since you guys have done this. Anybody else that wants to shout out for Adrian, too? You know what? I know there's some shouters over there at the Hope Center. Let me hear you guys shout it out. You're an Adrian. You can shout out for Adrian. All right. I'm not quite convinced anybody's loud enough yet. Let's hear it one more time. This time, give it your best. You guys ready? Here we go. One last shout out. Let me hear it for Adrian. There we go. That was much better. Going with the Maples. Get their basketball season going with a victory. Next up, we have Blissfield. The Blissfield Royals. They have 1 win and 0 losses. But they are on the road this week, traveling to and playing against Dundee. Dundee also has 1 win and 0 losses. Dundee. Dundee's a fairly good-sized school. But you know what? I think they got some athletes in Blissfield right now. Football team did had a good season. We got a lot of. I gotta give some support to Blissfield. We have some groups we interact with there. I'm going with Blissfield to get the victory. Go Blissfield! Our fourth game this week, continuing with boys high school basketball, we have Whitmore Lake. Whitmore Lake has 1 win and 0 losses. They are traveling to a team that's not looking too good this year. Talking about the Clinton Redskins. They have 0 wins and 2 losses. Gotta tell you, even though they have family and everything out in Clinton, doesn't look like they have the ability right now. I'm going to have to give the win to Whitmore Lake. I know. Try to stay local, but they're starting out with a couple of losses already, so what can you do? Going to have some unhappy people. With me, that is. Up next, we have the Columbia Central basketball team. Boys basketball team. They have 0 wins and 1 loss. They are traveling to Onstead. Onstead has 0 wins and 1 loss. Onstead, I know, has got some talent. I mean, after all, they did have a guy go to Michigan. Just don't know anything about did see that Coach Ron did go against Columbia Central last week in basketball, I do believe. I think I'll take Onstead. I don't have as much loyalty. I don't have no loyalty to the basketball team. It's a football team I'm loyal to, so sorry if any of the football players play basketball. I'm going to go with I'm going to give the victory to Onstead this week. But you can go ahead and prove me wrong, Columbia Central. Our 6th boys basketball game this week features Hillsdale Hornets. Hillsdale has 1 win and 0 losses, and they are traveling to and playing against Hudson, who has 0 wins and 1 loss. I don't think Hudson sideline reporter Rich Hollowell follows the basketball team. I'll have to ask him if they go to basketball games or not. He's never really reported in on them, so I'm going to guess probably not. Hudson is our local team. It is at their school. But I'm going to lean towards Hillsdale. I don't know why. I'm just got a Hillsdale feeling. All right, I felt like this game was going to be an interesting game this week, and that is why I have made it. You ready, Travis? Here we go, Coach Boring. It's first a 3-point bonus game. It's first a 3-point bonus game. Sing it with us now. It's your first 3-point bonus game. Yes, it is. We got the Double M game coming at you. That's right. We have the Morenci Bulldogs. Morenci has 1 win and 1 loss. They are traveling to and playing against the Madison Trojans. Madison has 1 win and 1 loss. I do know, because I've seen a few pictures of it, did I see pictures of it? I'm pretty sure he does. Pretty sure that our very own Janika, her son, plays for the Madison team. So with that being said, I'm going to go with Madison to get the win over Morenci. And your last boys high school basketball game. We have the 0 wins and 1 loss. The Sand Creek Aggies. And they are traveling to and playing against Summerfield, who has 2 wins and 0 losses. Now there's been a complete and total coaching change this season over at Sand Creek. So it's different style, different situation. With that being said, I got to go with Summerfield for the win. We do have some girls high school basketball action going on Friday night as well. And the tip-offs for these games are at 7 p.m. also. Last I checked, I did not have a record for most of these teams. So I think their season actually started Tuesday. But when I filled out the sheets, these 2 teams hadn't played anybody yet, so I'm hoping that's still true. And if it's not, I apologize for not having the correct records on this one. But what I have at this point is that these 2 teams haven't played any games yet this season. So we have the Sand Creek Aggies. 0 wins and 0 losses. And for those of you that don't know, we have our very own Laura Haviland program over there, Coach Boring, he coaches the JV team. So basically, once they get good enough on his team, they jump up to this team. But they have no wins yet. They are traveling to and playing against the Addison Panthers. Last I checked, they didn't have any games played yet either. Some of you probably think he'll go right for the Panthers, but I'm actually not 100% sure on that one yet. Honestly, sometimes, and some people might get angry at me about this, sometimes the girls' teams have a little more talent and are a little more exciting than the boys to watch when it comes to these games. Back in my coaching days, I found it, and my son will probably get mad at me about this, I found it 10 times easier to coach the girls than to coach the boys. And back in those days, in my church league, for those who don't know, I coached 2 teams. I did a boys team and a girls team. So, which, don't get me wrong, they were both a lot of fun. I enjoyed being a double coach, and that was a great few years for me doing double coaching duties there. And I also got to be the, I don't know, mixed team. Most of you know, I was filled in as intern end of the year, last 2 or 3 games for the Hope Hoopsters one season. So, yes, coaching is what I love to do. Anyway, distracting, and you guys are like, what's that big long spiel got to do with this game? I don't know. I just felt like putting that out there. Well, this is a tough decision to make here. I've heard St. Creek Aggies girls got some talent. Heck with it. I'm going to go with the Aggies. After all that deep thought. Now I'll touch base with Coach Boring, see if he can give me any insight on what the varsity team looks like for future references. Continuing on with girls high school basketball, we have Detroit Country Day. As far as I know, they haven't played any games yet. They have 0 wins and 0 losses. They are traveling to and playing against Lenawee Christian, who on the sheets I have 0 wins and 0 losses. This one I know is not true. They actually have 1 win that I'm aware of because I saw it in the Adrian Daily Telegram. So, I'm going with Lenawee Christian for the victory there. I feel like they're going to have a great season again this year. They got a good coach, and they got some talent on the team from what I understand. I'm just going to make a prediction right now that they can go all the way this year. Oh, and I'm sorry. That is not a Friday game, according to my schedule. I have that as a Saturday game at 8 p.m. Saturday at 8 p.m. is what I have for that game. So sorry about that. As I stated before, most games are played on on Friday night. But some games, when they're not, I have them change them on the sheet. This is a Saturday game at 8 p.m. Detroit Country Day takes on Lenawee Christian at Lenawee Christian. Sorry for the confusion on that one. All right, we have the Tecumseh Indians. They don't have, as far as I know, they haven't played any games yet. They have 0 wins, 0 losses. And they are traveling to Milan to play the Big Red Ones. Milan Big Reds. They haven't had any games yet as far as I know either. Tecumseh normally not looking at as doing super great. So I'm going to give the win to Milan. Okay, we're moving into college basketball action. Our first game is Madonna University. They have 8 wins and 2 losses. They are traveling to and playing against the Siena Heights. This is men's college basketball, by the way. Men's college basketball. And Madonna College has 8 wins, 2 losses. Siena Heights has 6 wins and 4 losses. I'm going to go with Siena Heights for the victory. Next up we have, I'm sorry. It would help if I actually tell you when these games are. I'm getting really bad about that. It's a 3 p.m. tip-off. Yep. 3 p.m. tip-off, sorry. All right, our next game we have Hillsdale. Hillsdale has 5 wins and 2 losses. And they are traveling to and playing against Walsh. Walsh has 5 wins and 3 losses. Tip-off. This game tips off at 3 p.m. It's not a televised game either. I've got to go with Hillsdale for the win. On our next game, we have South Carolina Gamecocks. They have 4 wins and 3 losses. And they are traveling to and playing against the world's greatest college team. They are ranked number 5 in the nation right now. They are 8 wins and 0 losses. That's right, folks. We are talking about the mighty Michigan Wolverines. Go blue. Go blue. Go, go, go blue. Excuse me. Hail to the victors. Hail, hail to Michigan, the leaders and the best. Go blue. Michigan basketball is red hot right now. They are extremely fun to watch. They have been putting on some good shows for people. And that's awesome. And it's for those of you that are fans of both schools in Michigan, you'll be glad to know both Michigan teams are in the top 10 right now. That game tips off at 12 p.m., and you can watch it on FS1. And you know I've got the Mighty Wolverines. Next up they are ranked right at number 10. Talking about those 7 wins and 2 losses. The East Lansing Burning Couches. They are traveling to and on the road this week and playing against the Florida Gators. The Florida Gators are unranked. They have 4 wins and 3 losses. This game also tips off at 12 p.m. And you can watch it on CBS. I think I'll go with MSU, and I'll even call them MSU this time. Another game we have is Central State. They have 1 win and 7 losses. They are traveling to Eastern Michigan at Ypsi to play the 4 wins and 5 losses Eastern Michigan. Tip-off is at 2 p.m. and you can actually find this on ESPN+. I'm going to go Eastern Michigan for the victory. Okay, we got some NBA action for you guys this week. The first game I have is a Friday night game. 7 p.m. is tip-off, and you can watch it on FSD. It is this one out of the way first. It is the Philadelphia 76ers. They have 17 wins and 8 losses. They are traveling to Detroit to play Detroit basketball. Detroit has 13 wins and 8 losses. They are pretty hot right now. And that is why I will be choosing Detroit basketball. This next game is a Saturday game, 8 p.m. tip-off. You can watch it on WGN. And you probably can tell who it is by just saying WGN. It's the Chicago Bulls. They have 5 wins and 19 losses. They are traveling to and playing against my other favorite team. That's right, the Boston Celtics. Excuse me. Boston has 13 wins and 10 losses. I need a refresher here. I am going with, you know who I have. The Boston Celtics. And where did it just put my pen down? There it is. And your last NBA game this week, we have the 14 wins and 9 losses. Rogers LA Lakers. They are traveling to and playing against Mr. Jason Boring's San Antonio Spurs. The Spurs are struggling this season. They have 11 wins and 12 losses. This is a Friday night game. Tips off at 8:30, and there was no cable channel for this game, so that I saw at this time. Keep an eye out. Sometimes these games pop up on TNT or ESPN, TBS sometimes. So yeah, just keep an eye open. Do some channel surfing. You might be able to find it. Got to go with the San Antonio Spurs. All right, moving into hockey, pro hockey, NHL hockey action. The puck drops for this game Saturday night, and you can watch it on FSD. We have the 13 wins, 9 losses, 3 overtime losses. The New York Islanders. And they are traveling to and playing against your 12 wins. This is a typo, so we have to change this. Listen up to this. 12 wins, 11 losses, and 4 overtime losses. Okay, so it's 12 wins, 11 losses, and 4 overtime losses. That's right, we're talking about your Detroit Red Wings! Of course, I'm going with the Detroit Red Wings. Oh, it's the moment you've all been waiting for, or the moment you all hate. Depending, I haven't got any hate mail on it yet, so. Tuning up the clipboard. Some would say, why doesn't he just tune it up before the show? What's the fun in that? Little humming. Well, oh, well, here we are again. Coming to the song that I sing. That sounds a little bit like the blues. Alright, this week, we got the Winnipeg Jets. They have 16 wins and 8 losses too. But don't forget the 2 overtimes. That's 2 overtime losses. And they're on the road. And I'm gonna need a drink. No, 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 no. Don't misinterpret that. Down, 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 down. Just a drink of lemonade. Down, 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 down. To help me get through this whole routine. Down, 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 down. Because I got just this little bit of a scratch in my throat. That makes it just a little bit harder to sing. But that's way off the point. Oh man, this is gonna sound awful. They're traveling to the blues. I'm talking about those St. Louis blues. But here's the thing. The Blues are looking pretty bad. They've only got 9 wins this season. To go along with their 13 losses. And they have 3 overtime losses too. And that's not too good. I said it's not too good. Not really good at all. Especially when the Jets have 16 wins. Oh boy. Having a tough time with it this week. But we're not done yet. Oh, it's a Friday night game. I said it's a Friday night game. And the puck drops at 8 p.m. And I have some good news. Well, it's not really great news. But if you have the NHL Network, then you can watch this game. But then again, you probably won't want to. Because I bet most of you will go with Winnipeg. But because I'm so loyal, I've got to go with those St. Louis Blues. Oh. Whew, that was tough this week. Got a little sinus congestion going on. Got a little scratchy voice going on. Yeah, that's going to sound pretty horrible when I replay it back. Anyway, we got the Jets. They have 16 wins, 8 losses, 2 overtime losses. And they're traveling to my second favorite team, the St. Louis Blues, who only have 9 wins, 13 losses, and 3 overtime losses. And I apologize, you guys can all cover your ears if you have to. I enjoy doing it, but I'm not sure how good that sounded this week. But hey, it's the Blues, right? The Blues don't have to sound good. I mean, really, how many great songs by the Blues are there? Oh, yeah, there's quite a few, really. Anyway, we have more hockey action for you guys. Jumping into minor league hockey action here. We have the Toledo Walleye. This game is a 7:15 puck drops. Friday night game. You can watch it on ECHL TV, which is that channel I was telling you about on your computer that you can pay for. Individual games, host seasons, how you do it, however you want to do it, if you're that interested in watching them. But hey, it's a home game this week. You could just drive down there to Toledo, get yourself a ticket, and enjoy a good game. We have the Tulsa Oilers. They have 13 wins, 3 losses, and 2 overtime losses. And they are traveling to and playing against Toledo. Toledo has 14 wins, 2 losses, and 2 overtime losses. You guys know it's all about the Toledo Walleye. And then we have the getting better. These guys are getting better. Grand Rapids Griffins. They were struggling early in the season, but they seem to be finding their groove now. They have 13 wins and 7 losses. They are on the road this week, though. They are playing the Rockford Ice Hogs. The Ice Hogs have 10 wins, 9 losses, and 1 overtime loss. But I've got the Grand Rapids Griffins. All right, coming up on our final 2 games for Sports Frenzy this week. It's college hockey action for you guys. The puck drops at 8 p.m. for this one, and you can watch it on the Big Ten Network. I'm talking about Minnesota. Minnesota has 4 wins, 6 losses, and 3 overtime losses. And they are traveling to and playing against the world's greatest college team of all time. That's right, we're talking about those mighty Michigan Wolverines. Go Blue! The Go Blue boys have 6 wins, 6 losses, and 3 overtime losses. I've got forever and ever Michigan Go Blue. And again, I bet you guys thought, uh-oh, did he forget about the second 3-point bonus game this week? No, he did not. He just made it the last game of the night. So, here we go. 3 points. 3 points. It's your second 3-point bonus game. That's right. We have the Salve Regina, however the heck you pronounce it. They have 8 wins, 1 loss, 1 overtime loss. They are traveling to and playing against. You can probably go out and buy tickets for this game. Go to this game as well. Our very own Adrian Bulldogs. They have 8 wins, 3 losses, 1 overtime loss. You know who I got. We've got the Adrian, baby. Woo! Not sure why I threw a Ric Flair woo in there, but it sounded kind of cool, I guess. And we're, as I stated last week, NASCAR is all finished right now. And I don't have a wrestling pay-per-view or anything coming up that way. So, that's it as far as the picks go that I have here. But we're going to get into some news and information for you guys on the page. One thing I wanted to cover for you here is they have the games set up, and we'll give them all shout outs, and we'll see how many of these we can work into Sports Frenzy in the upcoming couple of weeks here that we have together before break. So I have the 2018-2019 bowl game schedule right here for you guys. And I kid you not, these are all true bowl games and true names of games. This first game is being played December 15th at 12 p.m. And it is the Celebration Bowl. It has North Carolina A&T versus Elkhorn State. Also on December 15th. At 1:30 p.m. I don't have any channels for these games. This is just the bowl games and who's playing. We have the Cure Bowl. That's right, the Cure Bowl. C-U-R-E, Cure Bowl. And that is Tulane versus Louisiana Lafayette. Also being played on December 15th at 2 p.m., we have the New Mexico Bowl. We have Utah State taking on North Texas. Also on December 15th, at 3:30 p.m., we have the Las Vegas Bowl. There we have Arizona State taking on Fresno State. And your other game or two more games on December 15th. There's a lot of games on December 15th. At 5:30 p.m., you can watch the Camella Bowl. Camella Bowl. That would be Georgia Southern taking on Eastern Michigan. Also on December 15th at 9 p.m., we have the New Orleans Bowl. Middle Tennessee taking on Appalachian State. Then we jump to December 18th. 7 p.m. you have the Boca Rations Bowl. I kid you not. These are true bowl games. The Boca Raton Bowl. BOCARATON Bowl. We have UAB taking on Northern Illinois. And on December 19th at 8 p.m., we have the Frisco Bowl. San Diego State taking on Ohio. But wait, there's more. December 20th at 8 p.m., we have the Gasparilla Bowl. The Gasparilla Bowl, that's right. That's a big one for you. Marshall taking on South Florida. And the action continues into December 21st, 12:30 p.m., we have the Bahamas Bowl, and that's Toledo taking on FIU. Oh, but also on December 21st at 4 p.m., you have the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. That's right. And that we has Western Michigan taking on BYU. On December 22nd at 12 p.m., you have the Birmingham Bowl. That is Memphis taking on Wake Forest. And on December 22nd at 3:30 p.m., you have the Armed Forces Bowl. Army taking on Houston. Here's a huge one. On December 22nd, 7 p.m., you have the Dollar General Bowl. I'm thinking you could probably get tickets for $1 for this game, right? The Dollar General Bowl features the talents of Troy taking on Buffalo. Or how about this one on December 22nd at 10:30 p.m.? You have the Hawaii Bowl. And you know what? Hawaii's playing in the Hawaii Bowl. Yeah! And they're taking on Louisiana Tech. But wait a second. Here's another one for you. Right after Christmas, December 26th at 1:30 p.m. The next day after Christmas, you have the First Responders Bowl. Boise State taking on Boston College. Also on December 26th, you have the Quick Lane Bowl. Minnesota taking on Georgia Tech at 5:15 p.m. But if that's not good enough for you, at 9 p.m., you have the Cheez-Its Bowl. TCU taking on California, 9 p.m. December 27th at 1:30 p.m., we have the Independence Bowl. Duke taking on Temple. Also on December 27th at 5:15, don't forget about this famous one, we have the Pinstripe Bowl. Wisconsin taking on Miami. And on December 27th at 9 p.m., we have the Texas Bowl. Vanderbilt taking on Baylor. December 28th at 1:30 p.m., you have the Music City Bowl. and that's Auburn taking on Purdue. December 28th at 5:15 p.m., you have the Camping World Bowl. That's Syracuse in West Virginia. I'm not even close to being done yet, folks. December 28th, 9 p.m., we have the Alamo Bowl. Iowa State taking on Washington State. December 29th, 12 p.m., we have the Peach Bowl, which you know who this features? That's right, it features the mighty world's greatest college, the Michigan Wolverines, taking on Florida. But also, on December 29th at 12 p.m., you have the Belk Bowl. That's right, B-E-L-K, the Belk Bowl. South Carolina at Virginia. December 29th, you have the Arizona Bowl, who has Nevada taking on Arkansas State at 1:15 p.m. Also on December 29th, you have the Cotton Bowl. Notre Dame taking on Clemson. December 29th at 8 p.m., you have the Orange Bowl, Alabama and Oklahoma. And on December 31st, you have the Military Bowl, Cincinnati and Virginia Tech at 12 p.m. December 31st, also at 2 p.m., you have the Sun Bowl, Pittsburgh versus Stanford. And December 31st, 2018, you have the Red Box Bowl. That's right, Red Box has its own bowl game now. And that is Michigan State takes on Oregon. Excuse me. Also on December 31st, that's at 3 p.m. December 31st, you also have the Liberty Bowl, Oklahoma State at Missouri. December 31st at 7 p.m., you have the Holiday Bowl, Northwestern taking on Utah. December 31st at 7:30 p.m., you have the Gator Bowl, North Carolina State taking on Texas A&M. And then January 1st, you have the Outback Bowl, Iowa taking on Mississippi State. January 1st at 1 p.m., you have the Fiesta Bowl, UCF versus LSU. January 1st, you have the Citrus Bowl, Penn State taking on Kentucky. January 1st at 5 p.m., you have the Rose Bowl, the team down below, taking on Washington. And on January 1st, you also have the Sugar Bowl, and that is Georgia taking on Texas. My goodness, I think we might have gotten through all the bowl games. I'm not even going to go back and count all those, but that's quite a few games there, folks. Now we're going to jump over to the Sports Frenzy page, and I'll give you a couple of quick notes here. I know I had some good information here too. It's loading a little slow. I apologize. Okay, here we go. If you want more information on your own, you can jump on over to the Sports Frenzy Facebook page. You can also rewatch the video there. You can also see the video on our Twitter page at Sports Frenzy 1, or you can watch it on the YouTube channel, which is Coach Cole 1 Coach Cole Sports Frenzy 1. That is the YouTube page. So everything I'm about to tell you, you can find out more information on stuff right there on our page. things happening around sports. Oh, here's one I wanted to look at. The Traverse City, formerly known as the Beach Bums, unhappy to Mr. Schoonover, who has a lot of Beach Bums gear, has announced... Oh my dear. I don't like any of these. They're... Are you kidding me right now? They're new names that they want. They have 6 finalists. And you have to go to the page and submit these names. So these are going to be the new names for the Traverse City teams. The Traverse City Black Pearls, Traverse City Sasquatch, the Traverse City Tree Shakers, Traverse City Dogmen, the Traverse City Pit Spitters, or the Traverse City Dune Bears. Wow, those are absolutely awful. I would have probably stayed with the Beach Bums, I'm thinking. Anyway. Let's go back here to... Our condolences go out to the Dynamite Kid's family. WWE legend, the Dynamite Kid, has passed away. We have some new owners coming to NASCAR racing. It has not been announced yet, but somebody has purchased the Furniture Row race team. So stay tuned for more information on that. Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch's brother, has moved sponsorship this season to Chip Ganassi Racing. He will be racing with them for 2019. And BS news of the day, we have Urban Myers saying he's going to step down as Ohio's coach after he plays in the bowl game due to so-called health issues. So, yeah. I said I'd comment on it. That's all I'm going to comment on. And they have the 3 finalists for the Heisman Trophy. We have Kyler Murray from the Oklahoma Sooners. And wait a minute. Okay, sorry. Is there 4 of them? Alright. Here's your finalists. Team down below is Dwayne Haskins. Oklahoma football's Taylor Murray. And Alabama's football, Tayo Tagovailoa are your finalists for the Heisman Trophy this year, so congratulations goes out to them. Good news for Michigan in one area. Ben Breedenson returning to Michigan for his senior year. The XFL is picking up speed and moving on to bringing in new football. They have the NBC network is interested in bringing games. We'll stay tuned for that. In bad news for Michigan, Rashawn Gary is not going to play at the Peach Bowl. So that's kind of sad news. Poor coach Brady Hoke, he cannot get a break can get lots of money, but he just can't get a break. As he was fired as the Panthers' defensive line coach. Congratulations goes out to CMU's new head coach, Jim Elwayne. Gets as the new Chips coach. He's leaving Michigan to take on that job. All right, I'll leave you guys. We're about 10 minutes over the hour, so about an hour and 10-minute program. I'm going to leave you guys with that. That's enough information, I think, for this week, loading you guys up with a lot of good stuff. So, thanks again so much for being a part of the show this week, guys. We'll see you all again next week. Get out there and watch some games. Have a great weekend, everyone. I'm the coach. Be blessed. And we'll see you again real soon. Take care.